AskReddit by equivalent signal 545. What is the biggest NSFW green flag in a partner? Understanding that it's not personal or not a good time when it doesn't end with an orgasm. Or when it takes longer to get there than usual. Lol, sometimes I give up because I'm tired and it's not worth the effort to come. Is mature about using lube. I've had guys get offended and accuse me of not being wet enough. Lol. Sorry for not wanting to tear myself a new vagina. This is weird. Lube can be a godsend. Getting pleasure from your pleasure. I love this. Having my partner feel good makes me so horny, hahaha. Making sure you are comfortable with what is going on. This. Laughing when something stupid or silly happens during the act. Shows you are both happy and comfortable. The cheeky touches throughout the day that build up for the night. Emily Nagoski calls this sexual currency, and learning about it when you're in a long-term relationship can be so helpful. Being able to laugh during sex if something funny happens, then getting back to it. My husband once went to smack my ass during sex but instead hit himself right in the balls. We were both laughing after he recovered from the initial shock. They communicate what they want and ask how they can give you what you want. In a friend group I was in, I was talking to a girl and telling her how my best sexual relationships have been women who actually communicated and told me what they wanted. Her response: no, fuck that. If you can't figure out what you're doing, I'm not wasting my time, and moving on. Me: it's a mystery how you are still single. Masturbating while they go down on you. These people go to heaven and deserve everything good in life. I'm not coordinated enough to do two things. When we both came and immediately thereafter held me so tight until my breathing regulated and he kissed me on the forehead. It was the first time with no sex discussion beforehand. Sex discussion? My now boyfriend and I were hooking up for, like, the second time ever. Deep into the third round that night, I was sore and achy, but trying to hide it because I still just couldn't get enough of him. With one thrust he made, I winced in pain, but I got myself together and put what I thought was a pretty convincing hungry sex kitten expression back on my face. Well, when I tell you that man stopped on a dime, pulled out, kissed me gently, and said, I only want it to be good for you or we're done for the night. I don't want to hurt you. I melted. He put his clothes on and left the hotel just to get me some cranberry juice and some Tylenol. He snuggled me and kissed me until we fell asleep. The consideration and care was just god tier. Paying attention to your partner's body language and comfort is a huge green flag. This happened with me and my husband. When we first got intimate, knew each other 4 years and then dated for 3 years, he was having fun trying a bunch of positions and my vagina was getting sore, but I was enjoying him explore me and I wanted him to orgasm. He asks if I'm okay and I must have thought too long because he pulls out, grabs and nuzzles me from behind. I asked what happened and he said my vagina was flinching. When they accept your nose, you'd be surprised about how many people just ignore it, or push until you give in. Deleted. A soft and slow bite on the lip with a bit of pulling. Realizing a trauma-derived kink might make you bust like a shotgun, but also knowing you don't wanna live like that in real life and compartmentalizing it to the bedroom. Why is this not higher? Such a green flag of being aware of one's kinks and their origin and acceptance. Eye contact. Doesn't sound very NSFW on the surface, but the eyes can be the sexiest part of a woman, and if she gives you the right look it can be the hottest thing in the world. Cries in autistic. When she says what she wants. Not dirty talk or anything like that. Real communication about turn-ons and offs, what hits the spot perfectly, and also listens to her partner's wants. Proper communication goes a long way. She wants you to do the dishes and pick up your laundry off the floor. Last month I was on a date with my significant other. We are still somewhat early in our relationship, so I was talking about something I was self-conscious about and what I perceived as a red flag. Her exact words were, "Thank you for telling me, it doesn't change the way I feel about you." Man, that made me feel really good in the inside. My emotional connection bar got filled faster there. I'd been going out with my husband for a short while. Backstory: we've both been in horrible relationships before this one. We were talking and he said, "It's going to take a while for me to trust you," and I just completely relaxed, told him I was feeling similar, and it made me trust him more for saying that. I love what you said. My emotional connection bar did exactly the same as yours when he said that. Not having to ask for oral. Such a relief. Knowing I'm never getting it takes such a load off. Understanding that sometimes the spirit is willing but the flesh is spongy and bruised. I never thought I'd die this way, but I always hoped. Probably the question my now fiance asked me just before we started dating. Backstory: we were friends who had both just gone through recent breakups. We had been talking and decided we were going to just hook up to relieve some stress. I started getting really nervous. I'm not a hookup guy and I actually really liked my friend and didn't think I could actually go through with it without catching feels. She then basically sends me a text that says, "Hey, I still want to F you, but can we date after we do that?" We slept together, went on our first date later that day, have been together for years, and are getting married later this year. Not sure it's entirely NSFW, but since it involved sleeping together and then going on a date, I figured it maybe belonged here. I had a fling where the guy pretended to be my fiance to get me out of a bad situation. Then we hooked up. Then he took me out to breakfast. 10/10 would be rescued by him again. Things didn't work out because of distance, but I think so highly of him. When she says a lot of funny, dirty, playful, slutty things, make me laugh while turning me on, forget about it. Be my GF now. Erecto patronum. The first time I slept with my guy, the first thing he said to me when we got in bed was, "Tell me how to make you come." It was ridiculously attractive that he not only cared about getting me off, but that he understood he would need to learn my body and what felt good for me, and he wasn't afraid or too cocky to ask. Remembering your post-sex routines and helping facilitate them. I knew a guy was good when we slept together again after years, and he remembered exactly what I like afterwards. Aftercare is so important. Whether you had spirited vanilla sex or something consensually kinky, aftercare. Aftercare. Being unashamed of being a sexual being while not letting it consume who you are. That glint in their eyes, that dirty laugh, and that ready wit. Did you fuck Santa? Gentle with the hands. Introducing you to what they enjoy while also allowing you to explore your own things. I didn't realize I was up for a subdom relationship until it was introduced to me in a proper context, and now I love it. When they ask, "Can you show me how you like it, is this okay, etc." And it goes both ways. Another green flag is when they don't consider your questions cringy or killing the mood. Straight up a partner who isn't afraid to ask if their partner is okay, enjoying it, comfortable. And, if we do agree to step outside our comfort zones, a partner who does aftercare, who respects that you just did something that may leave you a little out of sorts, but who makes sure to take care of you and show gratitude and respect. When their expectations and knowledge aren't built on pornography. If she isn't a succubus with multiple tentacles, I'm swiping left. When they take the very first no you give them. Not the second one you mutter a bit louder, not the third one you were forced to utter when they pushed a little more. The first one. And they don't complain after. He took me to a nice location by a lake and woods. Thought I was gonna get murdered, but obviously I wasn't. Anyways, it was just supposed to be a hookup while we were camping out, then never speak to each other again. Instead he and I got really drunk, had amazing sex and ended up skinny dipping and looking up at the stars and held each other. Been together for 2 years now and I've never been so madly in love before.